Hi, this is Mike Zapsik from a Shared Universe podcast studio, and you're listening to Talking Codswallop Podcast.
Hey, it's Taylor from Calling the Shots.
Hey, this is Steve from Calling the Shots.
Hey, what's up? It's Mike from the Pizza Beer Revolution podcast.
Hi, this is Derek D from PBR Podcast and DerekD.com, of course. And you are listening to Talking Codswallop. Talking Codswallop. How you guys doing? This is great. This is the POTUS. It's President of the United States, Donald. You're looking to wallop the swallowing. That's what you're listening to. It's great. I gotta tell you, the swallop of the wall is great. I love walls. And the cod wallop, it's swallop. Fantastic. You're listening to it. Wallops, cods. Fish, walls, swallows.
Welcome to this week's Talking Codswallop. Have you missed us? I'm Gemma.
I'm James.
Oh, I'm Andy.
Oh, hello, Andy. Hello, James. Fancy seeing you both here.
Absolutely. Happy 2020.
Happy new decade, everyone.
Yeah. Happy perfect vision.
Yes.
So we've been away for a couple of weeks. So what have you guys been up to?
I found some great cheap holiday spots I can go to. Around in Australia at the moment seem to be a pretty good price, so I'm wondering about booking them.
Oh, we've got some Australian listeners, James. So, so to our Australian listeners, I'm sorry if any of you are affected by the fires.
It is horrible.
Thoughts and prayers.
It is horrible, but I've got a sick sense of humour. So
yeah, I was going to say, but we are a comedy podcast, so hopefully you're laughing.
In between putting out fires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And chasing little animals about.
Yeah.
Oh, the poor little... Yeah. There's been so many deaths of the animals, isn't there?
It's awful.
They have, but I want to know how they've got to the number 500 million.
I know.
I'm not disputing it, but it just seems, a very large number to have arrived at in such a short space of time.
Maybe they have to make an estimated guess.
Yeah. I wonder how many of those are actually poisonous animals, because, I mean, you could get rid of some of them.
Yeah.
In Australia, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, heartwarm. Well, I don't know if all this warm wishes.
Yeah, I don't know if heartwarming and warm wishes are the words that they would want. But no, being serious, going off my crazy humour, awful, terrible, and very, very scary.
Yeah.
Did you see the picture that Lucy posted? I know she posted it on Instagram. I don't know if she did it on Facebook.
Yes, I did. Yeah, it was on Facebook as well.
If the fires happened in the UK, this is how bad it would be.
Yeah. And I think people have done it for America as well. And it's like pretty much wiped out. It's definitely wiped out the UK.
Yeah.
If it was the case. It's awful.
Sorry. We've been sat here for, 40 minutes just gas bagging, and the cats have been sleeping. We've now just started recording.
And they've woken up, yeah.
Let me out, let me out.
Gotta love them. Bless them.
So let me just shoo them out. You two continue.
Yes.
Okay. I also like the fact that we've had quite a jovial conversation for the last 40 minutes, like just chit-chatting and catching up and everything. And then our first conversation is about Australia and the fire.
Oh, I've got to drag it down. It wouldn't be right if I didn't, take the happiness and beat the absolute ever-loving crap out of it. So,
Yeah. Oh, dear. Yes. So anyway, moving on, because, our listeners in Australia, obviously, we do hope that you're all safe and sound and everything.
We do.
And no one that has been affected or anything like that. So, but yeah, also, while we're talking about it, there are a lot of charities out there that are sort of helping for the Australians and the fires and people that have been affected. So, if you can send some money over, then, that would be quite good to do a little Google search. There's so many out there, so you could probably find one quite easily. So
what's been quite heartwarming, from work is seeing, because we have an internal social media platform from Microsoft called Yammer, and just the outpouring of what can we do as an organisation to help our colleagues and their families and the population of Australia. So we do have a disaster relief team who go out to earthquakes and what have you. So I'm sure they're in full action waiting for the green light from the government to go in.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, I can't even imagine it. I can't imagine it at all.
Yeah.
Puts my shitty start to Christmas into perspective.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I gave myself a rod for my own back.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Over Christmas, because I've been decorating.
Yeah.
So I put the radiators back on upstairs because I'd finished the decorating in the spare room.
I'm impressed, you brave man, messing with radiators.
Well, you might as well save some money, do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And spend more money repairing your fuck-ups.
I was going to say, flood the house.
I put the radiator back on the wall, connected it all up, and I turned the valve the wrong way and punctured the valve.
Oh,
by over time.
Oh no!
Thankfully, it was just a small trickle, and it's easy to fix. So, drained the system and to replace all the valves.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I thought, well, if I'm going to replace one, I might as well replace them all with thermostatic valves.
Mm-hmm.
And on downstairs of all the radiators, you'll have a drainage valve, so you can just completely drain the system.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I opened up all three, let them drain off, and just to help the clearage, I opened them up full whack. Now two came out of the valve. Two of the keys came out of the valve quite easily, which they shouldn't have done because they'd corroded that badly, but I didn't realise. The third one was a bit sticky, so dickhead here just yanked it and then snapped the valve.
Oh, dude.
So I thought, a bit of super glue, stick that back in, we'll worry about that in the new year. I changed all the valves, put it all back in, and then turned the water back on, turn the heating back on to check it was all flowing through and there was no heat coming in. So I was faffing around for a good sort of 2 to 3 hours doing various things, leaving it running, not fiddling. And then what I should have done originally, I decided to do at hour 4, which is to go in the loft, have a look at the header tank.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that the ball cock had basically rusted and seized in a upright position. So obviously nothing was flowing into the system. So I just tapped it in, it dropped down, sauntered downstairs to see the drainage valve that I'd broken didn't actually fix as I thought it had, and water was pissing out. So shit.
Oh.
This was on the 23rd of December.
Oh, no.
This sounds very similar to the chaos that my dad had, actually. Keep going.
So turned it all off. Thought, right, fuck it, I'll deal with it tomorrow. So got onto Google, saw what plumbing merchants were open on Christmas Eve, shot down to the plumbers merchants and got some replacement valves. Awesome. So replaced one of the valves. Great, it's worked. Turn the heating back on, turn the hot water on. Heating's working fine. No hot water.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it was basically the boiler was kicking in and then going into what's known as lockout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because obviously it's Christmas Eve, I'm not going to call out a plumber because I don't earn that kind of money.
No, definitely not.
So I left it and I emailed the plumber and I'd say, look, this is what I've done. I was going to give you a shout in the spring to replace the whole heating system, but you might as well come in and do it now when you're back after Christmas, etc. It was like, oh, I'm actually away, but here's my dad's number. Give him a shout, and he'll pop over. So I misread the number, sent a text. So hi, I've done this. When you've got a chance, if you could just pop round and just take a look, let me know whether it's something that can be fixed or whether we should just wait for your son to come round and do the quotes. And I left it, because it was Christmas, so I wasn't expecting an answer. Anyway, the day after New Year's Eve, so I think it was the 2nd of Jan, I got a reply with, hi, Andy, this is Harry, not X. I'm a mechanic, not a plumber. All the best. I was like, hi, Harry, thank you. Happy New Year. Yeah. Went back to see if I got the right number. So I got the guy's dad to come round and he looked at it and went, yeah, you basically you killed the pump. It was obviously on its way out, but doing what you did, you've obviously just pushed it over the edge.
Was there a sharp intake of breath? Did he suck on his teeth?
When I said, well, I'm your son's going to come over anyway when he's back from holiday to do a quote. He said, we might as well just leave it until there's no point replacing it.
And if you require the services of Andy, call this number below.
And you know the old adage of never peel back the wallpaper?
Yes.
So obviously there's been a few times where I wish I hadn't.
Yeah.
So I've pretty much done what I can upstairs. So after my friend went back to Germany after New Year's, that day I started to rip off the coving and the skirting boards. Well, anyway,
brave man.
At the bottom of the stairs on the lounge ceiling, there's a very fresh patch of white paint that I've always suspected has been a bodge job repair of a leak out of the bathroom.
Right.
Well, that fear was confirmed when I pulled off the coving to find half of the Artex underneath has been ripped off. You can see an edge of a plasterboard and a black mould on the remaining Artex.
Ooh, sexy.
Oh, no.
I was like, why am I doing this? Why don't I just leave it and just live with it?
But you now at least know there's an issue. I mean, to be fair, when I've had work done on this house and it's not all yet been finished, when you find stuff, it's a pain in the ass, but at least you know you can get it. You know what you're dealing with.
Exactly. It's like and especially with mold, it's not only is it a health issue, it's destroying your property. So
yeah, because it spreads like wildfire. Sorry, Australia.
Yeah.
I was going to say wildfire, but
it spreads like water coming out of a radiator.
Yes, it does. Yes. It certainly does.
Yes, well done. Thank you.
But
you saved my bacon once again.
But radiators are just a pain in the arse because with the work that was done at Dad's, I think it was the day he was due to have the carpets put in, they ended up finding that he had a leak on one of the radiators. Now, the builder came out, sorted it incredibly quickly, but you're right, they're just an absolute bugger, because I have problems with mine. When they leak, it's just, if you don't act on it quickly enough, it creates chaos, doesn't it? It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's what I was thinking, because what I didn't want to do, because obviously with the wooden floorboards, just have that soak into the floorboards and then basically get another damp problem or get rotting floorboards.
Well, I found my towel rail, and this is years ago, had leaked, and I'd had no option but basically just stick towels underneath it and then wait until the plumbers could get to it. But it actually, unbeknownst to me, with all the work I had downstairs, when I had the shower and everything put in downstairs, when I looked up, you could see it actually left sort of watermarks on the ceiling, but I'd never picked up on them because I'd never looked at them. So it'd also been running through holes in the drilled tiles and hitting the stuff. Now, to my knowledge, it's not caused any further problems. It's all been painted and cleared up. But you spot when you say when it starts doing stuff, it really does start doing stuff.
That's it. But, at least I know next time I need to do work on the radiators, I know what is broken already and just leave and get fixed properly and what's working okay. So it's a learning experience. I know that I won't repeat these mistakes again.
Yeah, but at least you tried.
Yeah.
At least you did try. That's the thing to take away from it as well. Okay, yes, you tried and then you made double the amount of work for yourself as usual.
But I have all my radiators on and they're all working and I have a nice toasty house.
Okay, and do you have hot water now?
I have that very expensive solution, which is the immersion heater.
Immersion heater?
At least you haven't got to have cold showers, though.
No, that's it. I could do that. So, but it's like I think it's £1 an hour to heat up the tank. I remember to look. I roughly spend about £1.60 a day, judging by my smart meter. On one day, it went over £4.
Oh my god!
Yeah, because I had the immersion heater running. I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
So now I just have this big pile of washing up. I'm sort of waiting to. I have enough enough things to do washing up wise before I then turn the immersion heater on.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, definitely.
That's it. And then I take showers at work, so we've got a shower at work, so I'll just go for a run and then shower at work.
Good thinking. This is obviously the DIY corner of Codswallop.
I know, right?
If you have any questions, listeners, for Andy...
Well, we're not allowed to have car corner, are we, James?
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true.
You've already covered car corner while I was having a cigarette.
Yes, but the listeners didn't hear that.
Oh, no, but they don't care either.
I think what's happening is, Andy, you're basically turning into Tim Allen on Home Improvement, where you just...
Do you know what? I was thinking I was going to call the episode Home Unimprovement.
Yes, definitely. Spot on.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. So, yes. Or maybe he's Alan Timms. Because, it's come all backwards.
Yes.
Come here.
Come here.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
Yeah. I can actually do a Cartman impression, but I have to build up to it.
Okay.
I'm not fat. I'm just Big Band.
Very good.
Thank you. That's all I can say. But yes, that obviously got a giggle. So yeah, my couple of weeks has been quite fun. Well,
do you have any news you wish to share with the listener base that you've already shared on social media?
Yes. Well, I've got a boyfriend now. Yay! Round of applause.
I can't really do a round of applause. I don't like sending stuff flying, so...
It's okay, Andy did it. Yeah. I can just insert your round of applause.
Yes. I'll just do
I'll just do it
that thing. I'll do that. Yeah, thing to do with tables, so you just do that. So yeah.
Oh yeah, or you could just do the one hand.
Like slapping myself.
So yes. So I've got a bit of a skip in my tail at the moment. I'm quite happy. So yeah.
Skipping your tail or skipping your step?
I've never heard of skipping your tail before. Is that like a medical term?
She's that loved up she can't even speak, James.
Yeah, she is. I think if she's got a skip in her tail, she needs to go to the doctors.
Firstly, about the tail.
Yeah.
Are we not supposed to have tails?
No.
Well, you can do, but that's a whole sexual kind of deviancy genre.
Alternatively, on the cheap, you could go to a vet, get that sorted that way. Get docked.
Or you do it yourself, just tie elastic band round it.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a waiting game, though.
I was going to say, though, I think it would be actually cheaper to go to the doctor to do it via NHS, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but you'd have a 8-year waiting list.
Yeah, I suppose, because there's so many people waiting to have their tails knocked off.
Yeah, that's it. There's only one specialist in the country.
Yeah, that vestigial tail.
But on that note, though, why do we have tailbones then, still?
From when we were monkeys.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, well, that didn't go into a conversation that went very long, did it?
Yeah. So, do you not watch David Attenborough?
Yeah. Those are cold, hard facts.
Yeah. You're talking to a fact checker, ex-fact checker.
Anyway, as the guys say, I have got a skip in my
step.
Yes.
Thank you.
Isn't it a spring? Oh, wait, hang on. Isn't it a spring in your step?
Oh, I don't bloody know. I'm happy. That's what I'm trying to say.
Stop harshing her birds.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I was fucking happy until I started recording this episode.
Right, now I'm single. Darling, we're finished.
Yeah. This conversation's gone on that. Yeah, the conversation's gone on that long.
Yeah.
But no. So, anyway.
So, how did you meet? What have you been doing?
Well, he works at my place, where I work, obviously.
Keep it in the family.
Yeah.
That's the Southwest way.
It is. The boat, I can't say the company name. Yeah. So it's not really in the family, though. We're not related.
Yeah, it's not Deliverance.
And basically, it was, it'll be about a month ago. He started speaking to me at the Christmas party, and then we just hit it off and went from there, really. And then over the Christmas and New Year break, we just kept seeing each other quite a lot, and and we're both really happy, so which is good.
Excellent.
And like I was saying to the lads, that it's actually strange for me in a way, because I've kind of been living my life going, I'm not good enough for anybody, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm like trying to change my viewpoint, like, actually, maybe I am, but yeah, It's all very bizarre, but it doesn't feel wrong either. Do you know what I mean?
Just go with the flow and enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
And did you know him before the Christmas do?
He knew me,
Okay.
or like he was going to speak to me at the previous year's Christmas do, but he got very shy, and ended up somebody poured a drink all over him, so he ended up going home. But he'd seen me around, but I kind of live in a bubble where I was walking around, and I saw him obviously, and I was polite, and I just spoke to him, but I didn't know who he was. If that makes sense.
No, I get it. I understand
Meanwhile,
that.
cut to his bedroom, and there are little pictures of Gemma around in various office poses and supermarkets.
Look,
She will be mine one day, I tell you. Mine.
all these long range black and white photographs.
Yeah.
Car pulling up, car door opening.
Every time Jen speaks to another man, he's, "Who are you? What do you want with her? She's mine."
My precious.
My precious.
The only time you get really worried if it's pictures of other men Gemma's spoken to with like there's like red slash marks with a pen across the person's face.
I did wonder where a couple of people went at work, I have to say.
Has anyone checked the lift shaft?
Yeah. Yeah, car park suddenly got very bumpy with lots of fresh tarmac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a new patio I see out the back? That wasn't there yesterday at 5.
Oh dear.
And is he a listener of the show?
Well, he isn't now, is he? After that, right, fuck
I
this.
hope not. I really hope not after that. But no, he has listened to one episode. He listened to the one episode that James and I recorded, but he hasn't listened to any others. I mean, he's welcome to listen. So if you are listening, thanks. Yeah, it also
Thanks.
feels...
Yes, thank you from James and I for making Jem really, really happy.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
We failed in our attempts.
Oh, we failed
Oh,
miserably.
no, you haven't. You've made me happy too.
Apart from when we don't record our audio.
Well, I can't really complain about that anymore after the previous episode, can I? Which I keep looking over at my audio going, yeah, it's still recording. Yeah,
It's all good.
Okay. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
safe.
yeah. I'm so paranoid about it now. But yeah, that's it really. I don't really want to go into any further detail.
That's
No
It's
worries.
all good.
And what did Santa bring you, apart from a new fella?
Well, that was more New Year. We definitely said we were going, like boyfriend, girlfriend sort of thing. But what did Santa bring me? Oh, and my mum got me a dash cam.
Ooh, nice.
She was worried, obviously, because I'm doing my commutes and everything. So it'd be quite handy to have that. It's the usual bog standard kind of things, really. I got a calendar, got a Rick and Morty calendar, perfume.
Smellies.
Yeah. Oh, I got, well, from somebody at work and also from my niece, I got this unicorn cup. This is like probably my favourite thing. A unicorn cup that when you put the hot water in, the mane of the unicorn and its eye changes to like a rainbow colour. Oh, I love it.
That cup has had more use than everything else now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Constant
I've got
hot water.
That's the thing. I've got 2 of them because I happened to post up on Facebook that, like previous years I'd seen it and I was like, I still want this, like I wrote this year. And yeah, my niece then went on the website and got it for me. But then also my friend at work got me one as well. And I was like, no way.
Sweet.
Excellent. One for the office, one for home.
Yeah.
I know. Exactly. It's perfect. So yes. I don't know how, I feel a bit bad that I'm expressing more excitement about a cup than a dash cam that probably costs way more money.
And will help you or not help you in the case of an accident.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. For my protection or for my entertainment. So that's pretty much it. What about you guys?
Andy, I'll let you go. I'll let you go first, Andy. See if I can remember.
I'm antisocial, so no one gets me anything, which is good because it means I don't have to get them anything.
That's genius. Genius.
Yeah. There's always a method to my madness, guys. There's always a method to my madness.
Love it. It's a brilliant future planning.
Yeah. No, I gave my mum some vouchers for John Lewis because I know there's some things she wanted to get, so I gave her some money towards that. So I wasn't a total Scrooge. But,
No, and you didn't get B&Q vouchers or anything like that?
No.
Because that's what you wanted. So
That's what I wanted, but if I was a more sociable family member, I'm sure people may have thought, "Oh, let's give." But I'm so antisocial; I don't talk to anyone, so no one knew if I wanted anything. I went to my grand's on Boxing Day, but that was only arranged on Christmas Eve. It's great. I love being me. It's perfect.
I love you too. You know what I mean? Not in a. No, don't worry, don't worry, listeners.
Yeah, she's not too timing already.
No. But yeah, it's just your attitude to things just really makes me laugh. Definitely.
Yeah, and to be fair, I knew I wouldn't be the only one who likes to be antisocial over the Christmas period for whatever reasons. But I did see there was a couple of stories on the news, not on BBC News, but on the newspapers, where people were actually saying that actually their guilty pleasure is some people actually lie to their families.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
And some people just say, "Do you know what? I'm just not interested in seeing anyone this year." And I was like, oh, it's refreshing to see that people are willing to admit that in the national press.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Christmas Day, I quite like Boxing Day because Boxing Day is the more chilled out day for me, really. But Christmas Day, I'm just like kind of always driving here and there, always, being the chauffeur sort of thing. So, as much, because my mum doesn't drive, so it's just the easier option. And we haven't got a fork out for taxis and things because it's so expensive, obviously.
Yes.
But yeah, it's like Christmas Day is just like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
So I would quite like to have like a Christmas Day. Sounds harsh, but without my family once. I love my family to bits, but I also would like to just chill out for the day.
Well, just do what one journalist did. He told his family.
Oh, I saw this.
To his partner's family, and told his partner that he was going to his family, and then spent the day by himself.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I love that.
But it sounded like he had a really good day because he said he got to eat what he wanted, watch what he wanted on television. He was quite relaxing.
No arguments, nothing.
Yeah, it's definitely ate too much over Christmas. Well, not too much, but it's kind of like, that the Christmas dinner.
Yes.
It's always quite stuffing, isn't it? Pardon the pun.
Quite literally, yeah, stuffing.
Yeah.
And what did you get, James?
Various sort of like bits of money and vouchers, things like that.
Bits of money.
Yeah.
Bits of money. Was it cut up?
Yeah.
Did you have to sellotape it back together?
It was like a special game for me. We shredded the money. Can you put it together quickly now?
It wasn't a case of I only wanted to give you a tenner, but I only got a 20, so here's half a 20.
Well, it could be that. It's more like the kissing devil money, just all shredded up cash. So cash vouchers. It was pretty. I did very good drinks, things like that. Got my dad various different things. So good, not a bad Christmas at all, actually. It was like you were saying. I mean, I think I'd already told you guys this, but with the work that was done at my dad's house was done so late on the 23rd that the 24th was manic. So Christmas Day was pretty good. It was like almost just decompression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no real pressure for me and Dad. We went out, we went walking, went for a drive out, did some further walking, and then just came back later on.
Walking on the Yorkshire Dales?
No. We were down Derbyshire, Cheshire way. So we're down there.
Okay.
And then it was just come back. We both, did the cooking together later on in the day, and just very good, very relaxed.
Oh, nice.
Which is how it should be, really, shouldn't it?
Totally.
Yeah.
Because the problem I think you get for Christmas, certainly if there's a lot of people, is the fact that you set to this deadline, and you set to like doing this almost impossible task if you've got to try and get everything perfect.
Yeah.
And say if you've got a big family, you say, right, we've got to have all the food done by 1 o'clock. You know, it puts too much pressure on you. Whereas I think Dad and I ate at something like 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. It was just nice and relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
So just on that topic very quickly, but and I was going to say that because my sister-in-law cooked for all of us, so there was like, I think it was 8 or 9 of us, and and she, because my eldest niece had to go to work because she is a carer. So, and so we had like Christmas dinner at 12 o'clock, but you know, it was the fact that she must have been up so early to get it all prepared and everything ready. It was very impressive that she did. So,
and then when did a full shift?
Yeah.
Well, my sister-in-law cooked. My eldest niece was the one who was working. So she just had to wake up and get ready.
No, I was just going to say, have you seen about? I don't want to say it's a trend, but because people are just being so lavish on Christmas Day, that they're now starting to charge their family members.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. They charged them like, was it one lady was something like £100 a head or something for the family?
Yeah,
members?
anywhere from like a 10 or up to £100, depending on how extreme you're being.
Oh my God. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's almost like you may as well go out for dinner in a restaurant then, haven't you?
That's it. And it's, and it's fair. But anyway, they're obviously putting on a big spread, and it's not entertaining at the best of times. Is not cheap, but
No.
it's, I don't know where it sits with me. I can kind of understand why they're doing it, but then the other part of me says, well, don't be such a twat and just do the basics.
Yeah. But again, it's the pressure thing though, isn't it? I was thinking about, like, for me and Dad, and even when Mum was alive, we never used to go absolutely mental bonkers with it. You know, even if when there was more of the family was, well, the sad situation was when more of the family was alive, extended family as well, and you'd have them over. Yes, you'd go a bit more lavish, but I don't know, people, it's this terrible expectation, like we were saying, that people put on themselves to get it all sort of spot on. And
Yeah. Oh, I suppose the other solution as well is that you all decide that one person's going to bring the potatoes, one person's going to bring the stuffing, one person, you know, like if it's a massive amount of people or whatever, you know, like everybody brings something, and, you know, that way at least there would be plenty of food if people do pick out and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't, after just eating the dinner itself, I'm like, no, I can't have anything else, thank you, you know. Yeah. But it was quite nice actually this year because we dished it up ourselves.
nice.
Yeah, so we did like, she had like those, not a hot plate, but that kind of thing. So we were like dishing up as much as we actually wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I actually didn't put as much on my plate as probably she would have put on there.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't have eaten it all, you know. So yeah, it was nice.
Excellent.
And what did you guys do for New Year's?
I went out and drank an awful lot, and New Year's Day I was not in a good place.
Oh dear.
Yes. Yes. Unfortunately, yes, that was my first introduction to the boyfriend's flat.
No.
You weren't being sick, were you?
I was sick in this
Ooh. Well,
I've just got to go and talk to God on the porcelain phone. 1 second.
No, it was more leaning out the window having a cigarette, and then it was like running across the front room going, and then all of a sudden, like just a little sound of, you know, obviously me being poorly, and then him going, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah."
at least he's seen the real you.
Just hold my hair.
No, I didn't let him in. Nobody needs to see that. But yeah, I managed to lose a cardigan, and I was really gutted because I lost my Batman flask.
How?
Well, I took it out. I think it might have been taken, to be honest.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, there was potentially someone with us that might have taken it. She was an associate of
Associate.
She was associated,
Yes.
with the group. So
Right.
she wasn't necessarily a close friend, but yeah, I think it may have been snabbled.
Not good.
But there you go. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It only costs like a tenner or whatever. You know, it's not like my purse was nicked or whatever. You know, that would obviously be worse. So, you know, I can get over it. It's not a problem. But yeah, I had a really fun evening. Went out into Bournemouth and saw one of my closest friends. It was a real nice surprise to see her. Didn't quite realise it was New Year until everybody started cheering, and I was like, "Oh, it's New Year!"
What's all the noise about?
Yeah.
I was asleep on the table.
Shush.
Yeah. So, what about you, Andy? How was your New Year?
Oh, it was nice and chilled. So I had my friend over from Germany, so we went out for dinner.
Nice.
And then came back, put on the elasticated trousers, which probably needed the elastic cutting because we went to an all-you-can-eat buffet place.
Beautiful.
Just went nuts. And came back, chilled out with the cats, and saw in the new year. And just nice and chilled.
Yeah. Did you see the fireworks on the TV or anything? Or
Yeah, had those on.
Yeah. I quite like watching them.
So it's nice and chilled. What about you, James?
It wasn't bad at all. Went out to there was a ticketed event at one of the bars, so it was only sort of a slight number of people. As I don't drink, it was really cool because I just sort of stayed very level-headed. Got back, watched all the fireworks stuff, hit the sack, and then next day I went and helped tidy up at the bars I've been in to give the staff over there a hand, because obviously I'm, there's no hangover from me, so I helped out doing that. But it was just really good.
James, nice.
Well, I felt
or a mug.
Yeah, no. I mean, to be fair, they were good to me. It was a bit of a last minute sort of thing on the tickets and getting to it, so I was lucky I was able to get stuff. My friend Naomi was good enough to grab me a ticket, and I was there with like Dean and other friends who were there, and it was just a really good event. So, but it was just great when you sort of like, I love going back and playing Dodgy Drunk, because it's just funny watching, when you're sober watching drunk people.
Yeah, who think they look so good when they're dancing, but they really don't.
Trying to hold a conversation with a drunk when you're sober is always funny.
It's funny, but also, does it not get really annoying? Because I get really, really pissed off.
This is why I don't go out, because I don't drink either, so just being surrounded by drunks is just like hell on earth.
Yeah. It has good and bad points, because it is funny, because you watch them, you think you're making a complete idiot yourself. But other times, just like, you want to smack them. Just go, shut the fuck up.
Dave, you've already told me that.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, actually, on that subject very quickly, because my mum had to have an endoscopy, but because she's not got a very good gag reflex. Insert laughter or pun there.
I resisted, but keep going.
Well, anyway, so she had to have, she needed to be put out for it, basically, because she just can't cope with it. Before she went in, she said, well, I may forget things that I've already said, and I may, repeat myself quite often. So I was like, so it'll be like normal then. But,
what did she think they were going to do to her?
No, it's because of the anaesthetic.
Right,
It makes makes you a bit doolally, doesn't it? It's kind of like being drunk, with the anaesthetic and stuff. Anyway, so I was giving her a lift home, and she was telling me all of her stories. So I didn't feel a thing. It was amazing. I'd have that again. The only thing that really hurt was the back of my hand when they were putting the needle in. That didn't hurt at all. That was amazing. Yeah. The only thing that hurt was the back of my hand.
The cannula,
Okay. Yeah. And I let it go a couple more times because she didn't constantly repeat herself, obviously, but she was still saying the information. And I was like, yeah, Mum, you told me 5 times now. I said, I was letting it go, but I can't anymore. I don't want to hear it anymore.
Oh, you were put under anaesthetic?
Yeah.
And it hurt.
What have they done to the back of your hand.
Well, the easy thing is, Gemma, you know for the future, if she does it again and annoys you, just prod the site where the cannula was put in.
Yeah, I'll just be like, can I borrow £100? Yes,
Yeah.
you can. Okay, thank you. Can I borrow £100?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Just sign this check.
See how much I can get.
Yeah.
But like, no, you didn't give me any money at all.
Oh.
Bless her. But yeah. Well, obviously we've done all the niceties and everything. Has anyone got any codswallop this week just to bring the podcast right down to the ground?
So it's bouncing along the bottom.
Well, because I could go first, because mine is, in a way, it's related to New Year. So,
Ooh.
I'll go. Yeah, I'm picking it. I'm going first. So, obviously, it's the fact of when can we stop saying Happy New Year to people? So, like, obviously, Andy and I, we are in, we're working. So, you get the emails, you send the email saying, oh, Happy New Year to people you haven't spoke to for a while or whatever. But today is the 7th of January. I'm like, I'm done with Happy New Year now. I don't want to say it anymore. But people are still saying it. And it's like,
Really? Interesting.
yeah. It's like, can we not just, can the cutoff not be like the 3rd of January? And that's it.
So I tend to, by middle of the month, for new emails, I'll start with, I hope you have a new Christmas and New Year. But that's only on the first email. After that, I just don't bother.
Yeah.
And then by the 15th, if I haven't spoken to you, then fuck it, you're not getting anything.
But
Other than,
I think that's fair.
where's this information I asked for months ago?
But I think you are spot on. Yeah, it's more for the people if you've not seen them or had communications with them. But you can't keep going on and on throughout the month. I give it like a couple of days, to be honest, after, and that's it.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough, isn't it? It's like, okay, maybe the 3rd was a bit extreme, but maybe the cut-off point is now.
Yeah, because especially if you haven't been, like for me, my first day back was Monday.
So mine was Thursday. So
yeah, and there's people coming back all the time. So I was thinking, right, from next week, it's hi, I need this, or here's the information you asked for. Cheers.
Yeah. I think that's fair enough. It's because it's like customers as well. Like the customers that I'm quite friendly with, I'd like chat with quite often. I get messages from them, Happy New Year, such and such and such. And obviously then they go into the point of what they actually want. And, I'm like, oh, here we go again. Cut and paste.
Yeah. It was great. Thanks. How was yours? ?
Yeah.
On New Year, I've got a question for both of you, actually, and just something that's popped into my head. Do you not find that the whole build-up, this idea that we're supposed to be absolutely bouncing off the walls with joy and happiness about the New Year, it's a bit of to me, it doesn't really work. It's a bit, I don't mind going out doing things with people, but to me, the whole thing, I don't know, seems a bit empty.
It's anticlimax for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the same for any of the seasonal times, really, because it's a bit like the same for Christmas, isn't it? It's the build up to Christmas. You're excited, not in Andy's case, but you're buying gifts for people. You're going to get gifts from people, not in Andy's case.
Unless it's my mum.
Yeah, unless it's your mum who loves you dearly, clearly. All that rhymed. But yeah, and then you get the presents and you're like, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
It's like, how many fake smiles did everybody have to do this year?
Yeah. Just what I always wanted. Another pair of socks.
Oh, Lynx Lynx body chow and stuff.
Oh, now I've got a calendar for every room.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, but then at the end of the day, you get into the car and then you're like, oh, and then you're off. That's it.
Yeah, I think part of the problem is, you're right, you hit the nail on the head when you said there's the build-up for Christmas, but the big problem is you've had a huge build-up for Christmas, you've got through Christmas, Boxing Day, whatever, and then New Year's Eve comes with it's such a close proximity time-wise, that you're supposed to then fire up to 100, aren't you, to then do one sodding evening, and I don't know.
And then the next day it's dropped down to 1% because either you're tired or you're hungover, or both.
Well, that's the thing, is like if you're out celebrating and you're going great guns with the booze. The whole night is just a blurred madness, and all of a sudden you're singing Old Lang Syne, and then you're in a taxi with a kebab
on your chest.
Yeah,
because it's usually falling out.
just here, just stop here. Here's good.
Yeah.
No, here.
Yeah. Can I undo the window?
Yeah.
I didn't do that in the taxi.
She says that.
I'm a lady.
Yeah.
I'm a lady. I'm very ladylike. Yes. I love the silence after I'm a lady.
Yeah. And I'm sure the listeners also went, yes.
As if.
Yeah. As you're franking everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, because I know we're on Codswallop, but I've got an unrelated embarrassing story that I have to say, and then we will move on to you both of yours, Codswallop.
Okay.
Today at work, I was walking back to my desk. Sorry. I was walking back to my desk and I didn't realise that my skirt elasticity was not very good. My skirt fell to the floor.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear.
Flashing in the office.
Flashing in the office.
Oh.
Luckily, I had leggings on underneath, but also the other thing is because it's an open planned office. But luckily, only 2 people in the office actually saw, so it was like a quick. But I didn't realise until my feet couldn't move properly.
Are you doing your sexy sachet?
Yeah.
So yeah, I very quickly pulled up the skirt and went and sat at my desk with the biggest, reddest face that you could ever imagine.
Just to check, Gemma, do you get on with the guy who runs or girl who runs the HR department?
Yeah, I do. Yes.
You're all right then.
Yeah, but we have got CCTV in the office, so I was going to have a word with the guy and say, "Oh, can I just take a clip and put it on our YouTube channel?"
No, send it into You've Been Framed. That's 250 quid in your pocket.
Yeah, but we might get some viewers as well, so we'll put it on the YouTube channel.
It's probably already on YouTube anyway.
But yeah, so I've now got a safety pin in my skirt. So to avoid that happening, it's not because I've lost weight, it is because I've tumble dried the skirt and obviously the elastic is not good anymore.
Oh dear.
But, yeah.
At least you had leggings on, because that would have been really embarrassing if you hadn't. So it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, as I was bending over in front of the director with just my pants on.
Oh, I've dropped my pencil.
Yeah.
My pencil skirt.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Anyway, back to Codswallop. Sorry.
To James?
I'm all right, I think, at the moment. I've not had anything that's touch wood, touching the handle of the chair. Nothing has vexed me too much, I don't think. So I think I'm doing okay.
That's good. Andy.
Yeah, Andy, I feel that you will Codswallop for enough for both of us, actually.
Yeah, well, it's been frustrating. Obviously, with the Codswallop on myself was my disastrous attempt at plumbing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got a couple of contracts for like Virgin and 3 that are coming up to end. So I need to think about renewing and stuff. But with Virgin, I'm on a discounted contract, and that's due to go from £81 a month to £121 a month.
Oh.
Bit of a jump.
That's such a jump.
I know. And the thing is, I only wanted Sky F1.
Right.
Which is, and it's all, the cheapest we can do is if you have the full house bundle, excluding the movies, if you have 200 meg broadband and you have a landline. And I was like, okay, we're on the TV package. I won't really watch all the entertainment stuff, but if I get F1, that's fine. I'm a single man living with 2 cats. I don't need 200 meg broadband. I can't imagine the cats need it.
Hey, Andy, you don't know what they do when you're asleep.
Well, that's it. I need to look at the usage. And I certainly don't need a landline because, like most normal people, I've got a bloody mobile.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And the last thing I need is people calling me up going, "You've been in and out of fittings in the last 3 years. Have you been missold PPI? Is that Mr. Smith? You owe us money."
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that shit.
The personal favourite call is the one of, this is, insert telephone provider. So always a recorded message. We are going to disconnect your internet. Okay, click, whatever.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Nice try.
Can you not just pay for the channel just on its own?
No.
No,
Sadly,
not with
Virgin.
Can you not have would it be cheaper to do Sky and then just have that channel?
Well, I'm moving on to onto that. So I called up Virgin and spent 6 minutes on their IVR trying to get through to the right options.
For everyone who doesn't know what IVR is,
that's the press 1 for this, press 2 for that, press 3 for that.
Because I had to ask earlier.
I tried to do everything on the website, which is part of my codswallop. You know me, I don't like talking to people. I don't like social interaction.
You're a hermit.
So I thought, I'll go onto the website, I'll have a look at my account, and I'll choose this, and this. No, all it says is, we want you to spend more money, upgrade your package, not downgrade. So I bit the bullet, called customer services, and spoke to a nice chap who went, yeah, no, you have to have the landline to get the cheap deal. The best that we can do is like £96 a month.
Well, still a jump.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'll try Sky. So I called up Sky and they said, yeah, we can give you the TV package for 45 quid a month. We can give you 20 meg broadband for 20 quid a month. I was like, hang on, you don't do fibre. You still use copper. So I'll need, another bloody box on the wall. I said, I don't want a landline. So let me call 3, because I know 3 do a home broadband that's basically just based on the cell network. So just like your phone. So I jumped to today, where I spent 8 minutes trying to get through all the menu options before I spoke to a human being who then, and the thing is, I did the DPA, which is the Data Protection Act stuff through the system where it said, what's your date of birth, key in the digits for the numbers on your postcode, entering your inside leg measurement. So, and then I speak to a human being eventually, and by this point I'm spitting feathers because I just want to talk to a human being.
Eeyore is in full swing.
Yeah, and I'd only had 3 coffees by this point. And she proceeds to go, and what's the password on the account? And bearing in mind it's not the same password you use for the website. I was like, I don't know. I've never spoken to you guys since the day I set this up. I have no idea. So I went through this whole argument with this lady in customer services. Look, just let me speak to a manager, because I'm already hacked off that I spent 8 minutes trying to get through to someone just to get through the menu system. I've got 2 very simple requests that I can't do on the website because you only allow me to spend more money, not less. And you're asking me questions that I should know, but in reality, I've got so many username and passwords, I can't ever hope to remember them.
Yeah.
And if it's not the default one that I've given you, I have got no idea what it is. I can't put you through to a manager unless you pass data protection. It's like, well, fuck you then. Just hung up and then got onto the chat and then spoke to somebody on chat. And
probably the same lady.
They tried to put me through DPA again, and I was like, just get me a manager. And so I got a manager to talk to me, and he was very helpful. And I said, look, I understand why you've done this, but you need to understand that there are so many username and passwords that we will forget them. And if it's not the same that we use for the website, you need to come up with a different concept or find a different way to help us get through the data protection stuff. Stop putting the firewalls up. But anyway, the guy was really helpful, and it turns out what I wanted to do, he could do. He downgraded my data allowance from 30 gig to 12 gig because I'm just not using that amount. And then with the home broadband, he put me through to sales, and that was great. But by God, I could have quite easily spent 10 minutes on the websites doing all this rather than spending, I think I've spent about an hour trying to do stuff and do nothing but increase my blood pressure.
So basically, all I can say is, Andy, it's verging on the ridiculous.
Oh, was that tumbleweed?
I don't get it. I really don't get it.
You know, virgin on the ridiculous.
Virgin. I thought you said merging.
No.
Sorry, I apologise.
It's all right.
I do get it now.
How's the blood pressure, Andy?
Yeah.
Andy, will you stop wanking, please? Not again. Take it off your shoulder.
So, yes, that's my codswallop, the interaction with companies.
I get it.
Customer service, though.
I get it.
We do like some customer services, don't we?
It's not customer services, it's the ability to get through to them.
Yeah,
it's true.
You don't need 16 submenus just to talk to a human being. Because ultimately, if depending on the size of the organisation, from what I know of customer services, you're coming through to the same person, irrespective of what option you've chosen. All that's happening is, before your call comes in, it just says, this customer has a billing inquiry. This customer is an arsehole. This customer's a grumpy bear. You know, it's basically just telling the agent what you're likely to be wanting to talk to them about, rather than letting the agent go, hi, you're through to Andy. How can I help you today?
Yeah.
Now, in some cases, it will go to a specialist team. If it is, I'm a complete fuck up and I need help, then it will go to a specialist numpty team.
Yeah.
Oh, Andy's back on the line again. Brace yourselves.
And for the record, Andy doesn't answer his work phone like that, because this wasn't covered. I don't think this was caught on last week's episode, or last episode. But yes, Andy actually answers the telephone saying, Andy Barr.
Andy Barr. Hi, you're through to Andy.
I was like, hi, it's Gemma.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, what do you want?
Yeah, we're back to normal straight away after that.
It's really vague when I think Andy's been kidnapped. Andy, press 1 if you say.
See, the problem is being so nice and professional just takes all the energy out of me.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, is this a good time? It's Gemma.
I'll middle of an email.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's the one that I had to then recall after the phone call and add about 6 different paragraphs that I forgot to add.
I did say I'd call you back, though, for the record. Yeah, because none of this was heard, because obviously somebody forgot to record their audio. But, yeah. Oh, shit. No, it's not happened again, I promise. Not funny. So you have just one codswallop, Andy. You don't have multiple.
That one's just taking all the energy out of me, the wind out of my sails.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right.
It's positive, you know. Your anger has been fueled enough, so
That'll charge me up to next week's episode.
Yes,
you're not frothing at the mouth. So.
At least he's banked a couple of codswallops.
I've wanked a couple of codswallops.
I was going to say, you did say banked, right? I mean, we've got.
I did say. No, I nearly said wanked then. I did say banked, but yes.
As long as you don't hear this noise, you're okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Moving on. I don't know what to, but moving on. Shall we talk about weight loss photos or not?
Oh, that was funny. Yes.
It was very unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I managed the Instagram feed for our wonderful podcast.
You do?
And last night I was just scanning through, because I think someone tagged us into their one of their posts. So I thought, well, while I'm here, let's just see, what of our listeners or followers and people we follow, what are they doing?
Mm-hmm.
And I came across this photo of this fantastic, this guy has lost a lot of weight. I'm not sure over what period of time, but I'm sure this person, if they're a listener of ours, won't mind me saying, and I say this as someone who's also was once large, he was a bit of a heifer and has done a sterling job to trim himself down to how he wants to be.
Yeah.
But I was slightly taken aback with the after picture. The before picture was just him lounged around, in his clothes, shirt, and you could see his size. The second picture, the after picture, was a full frontal noodle noodle. But his noodle was picked. His noodle was covered.
His noodle was covered, yeah.
Yeah, with a flower
With a
very
beautiful
delicately
flower.
placed. Yeah. My first thought was, wow, great job. But did we need to see all of this?
And that was your first thought
Yeah.
when you said it with us.
Although I did try to pick off the flower, but it didn't work.
What was that I said? I said something and then James said something back. I can't remember what it was, but it was really
Oh
funny.
yeah, you said lovely flower, something about lovely flower, and I said, oh, you talking about drinking his nectar?
Yeah.
But to the person who will remain nameless, you've done a sterling job,
You have done very well.
and I think you should share how you've done that to your followers, because I think, as you rightly said, it's not just about how celebrities do it; it's about what we do for ourselves.
Totally.
Speaking as someone who's dropped, did I say earlier, 5.5 stone?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. So I myself have dropped 5.5 stone over a number of years, and we all have our own ways of doing it. So yeah, kudos, and definitely share your success stories.
Yes, well done.
I think, because I do know the person, again, it's not going to be named, but I think he actually did it via Slimming World, to be honest.
Cool.
Yep.
Impressive. Very
Which,
good.
I know that one of our listeners, Jamie, he's on Slimming World at the moment, and he has done a fantastic job as well. I think he's lost 3 stone.
Well done.
Excellent. Well done, Jamie.
Yeah, he has done an amazing job. You see the occasional photo of him, and he's sort of like, he was really chuffed the other day that, he's gone from being, I think it was an XL to a medium in a t-shirt. And that is
excellent.
so
That's
amazing.
very good.
It is.
Yeah, it is, and good for him. So I need to get back to Slimming World. That's my plan for February, because January's very poor because I got paid on the 24th of December, and I cannot afford to do anything until I get paid on the 31st of January. But yeah, I plan on going back to Slimming World as well. So yes, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know that. Well, I'm pretty certain anyway that was the diet that Mr. X actually used as well. So,
And I've got to be honest. Part of my dig at this person is born out of bitter jealousy that his skin is still taut and you could bounce a penny off of it, whereas I've got a bit of an old man skin going on with a bit of sagginess. So unless there were some clothes pegs behind him, pinching it all in, kudos to you from having such good elasticity of your skin.
What, so or it's those big, what they call, is it bulldog clips?
Yeah.
yes, yeah. Could have used one of those for my skirt earlier. Oh dear. Well, I don't know about you guys. Did you want to end the episode there? Because I don't know if we got anything else to talk about.
We've ended on a high, so a positive.
Naked high.
Naked as a J, positive high.
Well, in that case, hold on. It's been a while. Well, what a way to end an episode on, a naked man. I think we've been talking enough Codswallop this week. I have been Gemma.
I've been James.
I've been Andy, wishing you all a fantastic start to 2020.
Oh, you had to do it, didn't you? Bloody Happy New Year,
Oh, yes.
everybody.
Happy New Year, everyone. Yep. Andy's forced that out with us.
I can't
Nobody
always
cares.
be Mr. Negative.
No, nobody cares about your Happy New Years.
Look, I'm getting all my positivity quotas done so I can spend the rest of the year being fucking miserable.
Good for you.
Good man. Wouldn't want it any other way.
So everyone, have a fucking good 2020.
Yeah. Good vision and all that shit. You get it? 2020. That sounded like a sheep.
We've got a sheep locked in there with you.
And this is how we end the episodes in 2020. We all make animal noises. James?
I can't think of one right now. I'll bring one in for the next episode.
That was a cow.
It's either a cow or some sort of animal that's having an episode.
Quack. Okay, we need to end now.
Yes, definitely.
We're back, everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, we are.